What's up, people? It's your girl, Adiola. Real quick, for those of you that may not watch this show all the way to the end, please keep in mind that Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, will be on this show on Monday, the 29th of August. Right now, we're scheduled to start at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and 11:30 p.m. London time. It would be live so that I wouldn't be the only one asking questions, so that you guys can also get to ask him questions with your video and all. But I'm actually trying to see if we can start earlier than that, if possible, because of viewers that will be watching from Nigeria, from the UK, because it will be really late where they are. So please make sure that you click the subscribe button and the bell button. That's the only way you would know if we end up starting earlier than scheduled. But right now, this is the schedule. Make sure that you keep that in mind. I would love for you guys to come on the show and ask him questions. So let's get to the real issues of the day. Guys, do you know how many naira or how much of naira you need right now just to have $1? It's crazy. Like, this is the official rate, but the black market rate is crazy. Sometimes you get like 650 naira all the way to more than 700 naira in exchange for $1. That's how much our currency has dropped. And this is seriously affecting us, guys. Do you know that a lot of foreign airlines are now saying that they are boycotting Nigeria? In fact, Emirate Airline has already announced that starting on September 1st, that's next week, that they are boycotting Nigeria. Remember how United Airlines also boycotted Nigeria for 5 years. In 2016, they boycotted Nigeria because of the same issue. Some Nigerians are now going to Ghana, by the way, to catch a flight if they are going abroad, because they are saying that it's actually cheaper now to find your way to Ghana before flying abroad. They're saying it's cheaper than Nigeria. This is serious. Now, those that are yet to boycott Nigeria, like Turkish Airlines, like British Airways, have announced that they are no longer taking payments in naira, that you have to pay them in dollars. That's going to cause a lot of trouble for a lot of people. Where will people find dollars? Now, the first reason that they are boycotting Nigeria is that for several months now, these airlines have not been able to take their money out of Nigeria. I've seen people abusing this airline, saying Nigeria is your biggest market. Why will you boycott Nigeria? $450 million. Some are saying it's actually $600 million. That's how much they are not able to repatriate. You know, when people buy plane tickets in Nigeria and you pay in naira, the airlines cannot spend naira outside of Nigeria. Naira is only good within Nigeria. And so they need to repatriate their earnings in dollars, but the central bank is unable to pay them due to insufficient forex. And also, we have huge debt right now that we are servicing. Our debt is even more than our income, and it's really choking our oil income right now. So instead of paying these airlines in dollars, central bank is saying they want to use that for importation of essential goods and services, and that they want to use it for investors that are looking to move their funds. But we know the main reason why they are not paying this airline. We know that the cocoa of the matter is how much naira has depreciated drastically over the last few months. Now, these airlines have already calculated in dollars. Since people bought plane tickets, they have converted in dollars. But when the central bank converts the money that they will now have to pay these airlines, when the central bank converts that into naira, it's a lot of money. Now, during elections, dollar was raining left and right. The central bank didn't have problem at the time. But when it's time to pay foreign airlines, Nigeria doesn't have money. How's that fair? Like, it's okay to abuse this airline saying that, oh, Nigeria is your biggest market, but you too put yourself in their situation. How would you like to go and do business in a country and not be able to take your money out? It's not fair, which is why we are begging the central bank governor. If anybody knows the central bank governor, please help us beg him to please pay these airlines on time, because the longer they wait, the more money they will have to pay. And he needs to pay them before all the airlines switch to charging dollars, because if the airline starts charging in dollars, naira will go down even more than it is right now. Exchange rate at the black market will skyrocket. Everybody will be looking for dollars, everybody that wants to travel. And then the second reason that they are trying to boycott Nigeria is because Nigeria has not been able to keep up with the rising cost of aviation fuel.
Africa's largest oil producer, Nigeria imports almost all its jet fuel, which has nearly doubled to as high as over 700 per litre.
Okay. In fact, local airlines in Nigeria threatened to go on strike because of the high cost of fuel.
Association of Airline Operators had earlier announced that the cost of buying aviation fuel had become too expensive, that we are going to ground operations.
And guess who's paying dearly for it? The passengers.
It's not possible for the poor man even to travel by here now in this country. It's only meant for the middle class and the high class.
In January, I boarded the flight from Lagos to EU for about 30-something thousand, but right now I'm paying close to 60.
It is very expensive to fly now within Nigeria, and the roads are not safe.
It's just certain that you travel. The roads are not predictable. A lot of crime on the road. Could be breakdown of vehicle. And of course, recently with the train, skipping the rails and all that.
So everybody is trying to fly. It's such a shame that despite being an oil-producing country, that we are selling unrefined crude oil at cheap price and buying refined oil back at ridiculous price. It's like selling our cocoa to foreigners, for example, at the price of 1 kg of cocoa for 815 naira, less than 1,000, and then buying 1 kg of chocolate back at the ridiculous price of 4,200 naira.
We export crude, and we spend our scarce foreign exchange to buy finished product back into country, and the landing cost is high. The reason why the cost of the products are high in Nigeria.
It's insane how much money we are spending on oil that we could actually refine by ourselves. And I know that some people are saying, well, Dangote is building a big refinery. That's true. But like every other business that Dangote does, and no offense to Dangote, by the way, I have absolutely nothing against him. I have nothing against Alaji. But like every other business that he does, he has a way of monopolizing everything that he sells. Like right now, who's controlling the price of cement in Nigeria? Who's controlling the price of sugar? He's about to invest another $1 billion into sugar. Like I said, I have nothing against him, but he's about to start dictating or controlling the price of fuel in all of Nigeria because he's the one building the refinery. It's such a shame that we have the refineries and they are not working, and our government is not trying to ensure that the refineries are working. Monopoly prevents healthy competition. Like here in the US, you can't do what Dangote is doing in Nigeria. You can do that here in the US. Like we have the monopoly law. It's called the antitrust law. It's just to ensure that there is healthy competition among people, among companies, among industries. Nobody can monopolize anything. But in Nigeria, we don't have that kind of law, and we need it. So I'm happy that Dangote is building a refinery, but we also need to get our own national refineries to be working, and we need to equip the people that are refining oil locally and illegally. We need to ensure that they have everything they need and make it legal for them to refine oil so that we can prevent all these fire outbreaks at the local refineries. Let's just equip them. Let's give them jobs. Let's make it legal. They are doing this in the Niger Delta. A lot of people have died because of this. Why don't we just employ these people and make it legal? So if we don't do something about refining our oil, we'll continue to spend huge amounts of money on buying oil. A lot of people have been saying, by the way, that it's the war in Ukraine and Russia right now that is making oil scarce in Nigeria. But do you know that other oil-producing countries are making huge money right now during this time of war in Russia and Ukraine? Because guess what? There is still huge demand for oil.
During this Russia-Ukraine war, it is only Nigeria that is not making money during this period. The Saudi oil company, Aramco, can make $87 billion in just 6 months during this Ukraine war. And our own country, our foreign reserves have sunk to just about $15 billion.
And so Qatar, for example, has become even richer since the war started in Ukraine and Russia. European countries are negotiating for more oil, more gas from Qatar. In fact, all the Middle East oil exporters are cashing in right now as Ukraine war hits global economy. See, I'm saying that Nigeria is also supposed to make a lot of money right now because we are an oil-producing country. I'm not saying that I'm happy about the war that is happening in Ukraine. I'm just saying that the rest of the world still needs oil. And if they cannot get it from two countries that are at war, they should be able to get it not just from other oil-producing countries, but from us as well. Above all, one of the reasons why these airlines boycotting Nigeria will harm us is the fact that we still don't have our own airline. we don't have options. Nigerian market, by the way, is the biggest in Africa for all these airlines, like British Airways, for example. The Lagos-London route is about the most lucrative route for any airline patronizing Nigeria. Emirate Airlines, for example, Nigerians go to Dubai like they're going to Lagos, like we are always going to Dubai. And this means that we're giving a lot of revenue that could be shared between us and these airlines. We're giving everything to the foreign airlines. We can have a share of this money. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars from Nigeria. And this is money that could be going into the Nigerian economy. We used to have Nigerian Airways, by the way, founded in 1958, but now it's been decades since they stopped operating. Even if the government cannot manage it, why can't it be privatized? You know, Nigerian government should just support and license Nigerian private airlines to do more international flights. And for a while now, they've been telling us that the Nigerian Airways, Nigerian Airline will come back. What's happening? Do you know that many African countries that are not as big as Nigeria or as populated as we are successfully running their own airlines? Some of them being run by their government. Cameroon has its own airline. Cameroon, no offense to my Cameroonian people, by the way. I'm not saying that you guys are small, not at all. In fact, I'm saying that you are big. In this case, so you guys, you are big. Cameroon is running their own airline successfully. If they can do it, why can't we? I don't get it. Forget about South African Airways, by the way. You know, I was on South African Airways one time like that. Very beautiful here, hostesses, and great food. And forget about Ethiopian Airlines. Those ones have already left us behind a long time ago. Ethiopians know what they are doing. They are really, really cashing in with that, their Ethiopian airline. But forget about those people because those ones are already ahead. Have you seen Air Botswana? They're doing it. Botswana, what's the population? Sorry for my Botswana people. What's the population of Botswana? They are successfully running their own airline. Have you heard about Rwanda Air or Rwanda Air, Egypt Air, Kenyan Airways? Even Sudan Airways is working. Oh, God. What? Who did we offend? What am I even saying? Zimbabwe Air is operating. Sorry to my Zimbabwean people, but Cote d'Ivoire has its own airline. That's Ivory Coast, by the way, and it is fully functional. Even Senegal. Air Senegal is working, and let me not even get into their new airport. We've talked about it before. I'm just trying to wake up this giant called Nigeria. Yes, we are a giant, but we need to get our act together. I mean, our airline, our national carrier should be the first thing that will introduce people to our culture, to our food. You know, one time like this, I was on Ethiopian Airline and they were serving me all kinds of Ethiopian food. Very delicious, by the way. But I said to myself, if only we have our own airline. By now, I should be eating jollof rice, dodo, pepper soup. You know what I'm saying? Do you know that sometimes if you're going to Nigeria from the US and you are flying Ethiopian Airline, do you know that sometimes they will first of all take you to Ethiopia, which is in East Africa. In fact, you may need to spend the night before now coming back to West Africa, maybe the next, Jesus. All because we don't have our own airline. Lastly, and this is embarrassing, but we need to talk about it. Do you guys know that most of our local airports in Nigeria close their shop at 6:30 p.m.? I'm sorry. It's a shop now. In total, we have 32 airports in Nigeria. Don't get me started on that. Texas alone has like 24 commercial airports, but that's just commercial airports, by the way, not. They have like 700 airports or so in Texas, but the commercial airport alone is 24 airports. So, but I'm grateful for the 32 that we have. I mean, 26 of them are operated by the Federal Airport Authority. That is fine. So I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm grateful. But out of these 26 airports, only 5 are international airports, and only 6 operate 24 hours a day. So because of this limited operating times, our aviation industry in Nigeria is losing at least 4.3 billion naira every year.
Domestic airlines in Nigeria lose about 4.3 billion naira every year to airports that provide only daylight service, which restrict operators from flying longer hours, which means flights cannot service such airports after 6:30 p.m.
And guess what? The airport people are saying that the number one reason that they close airports at 6:30 p.m. is because of electricity.
If we stay open, for instance, one of the major challenges we have is power supply. So we'll have to run our generators at the maybe current diesel prices. Are you going to be able to pay for that?
This is embarrassing. You know, I saw this headline, how one of our airports in Akwa Ibom used power generator non-stop for 12 years. 12 years. I was shocked. Okay, back to what we were saying earlier. If you have figured out how to fly in and out of Nigeria for cheap, please let the rest of us know. Central Bank, please, we are begging you. They do the needful. Pay these airlines. Their money is a lot of money. Me too, I will be upset if somebody is owing me $450 million. Baba. I won't even wait for that. I won't even wait for it to accumulate that much. Anyways, please pay these airlines their money so that we can easily fly in and out of Nigeria. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I leave, guys, my people in Dallas, Texas, quick question. Where will you be on September 25th? Mommy and daddy, uncle and auntie, you better be at the Enter the Laughter show. Ooh, father, it is happening at the Grand Center in Plano, Texas. Because guess what? You may be the lucky winner of this beautiful car. Then, guys, this is a clean family comedy show. So yes, you can bring your children. And there will be a raffle during the show to give away this car and other prizes. And the ticket starts from $30, by the way. Unless you are a VIP, then you can buy the $60 ticket. And if you think that you are a VVIP, that is a very, very important person. Or important personality, you can buy your own ticket for $120. That's it. You've entered yourself automatically in the raffle to win this fancy vehicle. Above all, guys, look at the diversity in the lineup, as in the comedians, all the people that will come and perform. They're not just Nigerians. So did I tell you that Stella Damasos will be there live and direct? Auntie Stella, you know how to do well. They've been doing this comedy show for 20 years, by the way. It started in Lagos, now it's in Dallas, Texas. I love the fact that the host, that is my father, Edo Charles. Please make sure you follow him on Instagram. He's using the show to empower people. Like they've empowered female inmates in Kirikiri prison in Lagos. I mean, look at that. They go to the prison, they look for people that are good with music, acting. They organize 3 months training for them, and then they put up a mega show at the end of that training. That's awesome. They've also empowered a lot of people in low-income communities in Surulere with business tools like buying them sewing machines, TV and DSTV for football centers in order to help them make some income as well. So I'm really, really happy that this is not just a show to make people laugh. It's also a show to empower people. So if you were not thinking about going, now that you know that they're empowering people, oh shit, buy your tickets now, like buying your gala, $30 per person. Buy your ticket. Oh, I will remind you again before the time comes, but it will be September 25th. And do not forget that Help Me Waka is waiting for you to do what? Go on their website and order them on errands. They are ready to do any errands for you in Nigeria and Ghana. Grocery shopping, they will do it. They will deliver it to the doorsteps of your loved ones. They will get you your transcripts, your transcript verification, anything and everything that you need to get done in Nigeria and Ghana. Contact Help Me Waka today. Your life will never remain the same. All right, y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button. Until next time, I'm going to see you all later. Peace out.